Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our live stream. I'm Joel Ballard with CBC News, and we are here in Vancouver, just outside of BC Place Stadium, where this weekend we will see the Western semifinal for the CFL. We're going to have the BC Lions facing off against the Calgary Stampeders. You can tell behind me there's some work going on to get it all set up, and we have a very special guest with us here. We have the Commissioner of the CFL, Randy Ambrosie. Thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here.
All right, so first I have to ask, we've got a busy weekend. We have the semifinal going on, and we know that the Upper Bowl is opening up. That doesn't happen often at BC Place Stadium. So what are we expecting in terms of attendance?
Well, I know it's through 30,000. You're right, the Upper Bowl is going to be open. Look, I think it's just a testimony to what's happening in this city, what's happened with the Lions, what's happening with Amar Doman and his leadership of the team, and Dwayne Vanneau, and the energy they've created. There's a real buzz around Lions football, and I'm very excited to be here and be part of it. I think tomorrow's going to be an amazing game, and it'll be just fun to be in this building with with that many people.
Feel that environment.
Exactly, yeah.
So if we look at the CFL as a whole, and we also look at BC Lions, we're seeing lots of viewership increases. We're seeing ticket sale increases. What's behind that?
Yeah, I think it's been a lot of hard work over the last 5 and 6 years. Investments that the owners have made in the league, investments in our technology and our marketing platforms. Our 25 to 54 demographic for TV up well over 30% year over year. Our Game Zone, which is what we call our fan engagement platform, is up 179% year over year. These things only happen because our owners are making investments in the league's future. We're starting to see all of these things come together. Really excited about BC. Great success happening in Toronto. New ownership in Montreal, high energy ownership there. Really across the country, it's a good news story.
We are here in Vancouver, of course, so I got to ask you about the BC Lions. They had a strong run last year. They've been having a strong season this year. What have you enjoyed personally watching the BC Lions on and off the pitch this year?
Well, BC to me is it's what we are. It's fun, fast, and entertaining. They played a game here not that long ago. They were down by a lot of points late in the game, and then they just hit the gas pedal, and they scored a lot in a very short period of time. I think this team is built. It is fun. It is a fast roster. Certainly really entertaining football. I think it's going to be a great game tomorrow. And Calgary started to come on late in the season. I think it's going to make for a really good football game.
Yeah, we need our revenge.
Right.
So right now the CFL is, of course, a 9-league team, but I have heard rumors that we might be looking at expansions. People have been talking about Halifax as a possible city. Can you let us know what that's looking like, if there are any plans for that right now?
Well, we're not just looking at expansion. Expansion is a plan for our future. It's a mandate that I have from our Board of Governors to pursue. Look, we've been in a fascinating conversation around what we might be able to do in Atlantic Canada, but it doesn't begin and end there. It's also cities like Quebec City, which could be a phenomenal place for the CFL. It's a city just slightly smaller than Winnipeg. Population in Quebec City is bigger than the combined population of Saskatoon and Regina, one of our best football markets. There's so many reasons to be excited about expansion for us. It's not just an aspiration. It's part of our plan. Now we just got to make it happen.
So what are some of those challenges that you guys face when you are talking about expansion? Like you mentioned, the hunger is there in the market. So what's the challenge to not have it happen like that?
Yeah, it almost always boils down to the lack of a permanent facility in those markets that can house a CFL football team. And even with that, those conversations are starting to happen. Cities, municipalities are looking at how they might develop a stadium that would be appropriate for a CFL team. It doesn't have to be BC Place to start. It can start a little more humbly. You can grow into it over a period of time. There's lots of really positive conversations, but really the barrier begins and ends with having the right facility. There is certainly no lack of interest. I think everyone sees that our league is growing. The leadership that we're getting from Amar Doman and the other owners. This is the best ownership group we've ever had in the history of the CFL. And there's a real appetite to move us forward. And of course, as I say, Our numbers are through the roof.
Yep.
It's evidence that the investments the governors and owners have made are paying off, and I believe expansion is just around the corner.
Yeah, talking about that, we have the 2028 Olympics coming up. It's an exciting one for football fans because for the first time we're going to have flag football as a part of the Olympics. What role will the CFL play in all of that?
Well, we don't know. That's the honest answer. I mean, that announcement was just made recently. We've been part of those conversations going back some time, but we haven't had a chance to really sit down and think about that and talk about what a role might be for the CFL in an Olympics. But we're excited about it. We're excited about the future of football. I think that bringing flag football onto the global stage through the Olympics is going to be good for the game. I mean, it's a game that we've got a lot of kids playing today. They're excited about throwing a football around, much as I did with my brothers going back many, many years ago. I just think it's going to be really good for the future of football, and we're going to be part of it somehow, some way. We just don't know exactly what that looks like.
Got to get through the playoffs first.
We got to get through the playoffs.
That's first of mind. We're also hearing that the NFL is going to potentially look at a way that some of their own athletes could participate in the Team USA for the Olympics. Could we see CFL players representing Canada?
Yeah, again, not something we spent a lot of time. I mean, the difference between ourselves and the NFL is that we will be in our season. The NFL, around the time of the Olympics, will either not be in the season yet or they'll be in training camps. So it might be a little bit different for us, but again, we haven't made any decisions. We haven't talked about it. It's certainly something that we'll eventually have to talk about. I'm looking forward to that. But for now, Western semifinal here, Eastern semifinal in Montreal. Winnipeg's going to host the West final. Toronto's going to host the East final, and Hamilton's going to host a world-class Grey Cup. Got a phenomenal music festival planned.
I was going to say Carrie Underwood, right?
Carrie Underwood on Friday night. We got a pretty darn good halftime show planned.
Yeah, that's a big grab for Canada.
It's a huge, I mean, you got to give full marks to the Hamilton Sports Group for what they've done with Grey Cup this year. They've been introducing Niagara Falls into the mix. So if you haven't been to a Grey Cup for a while, come to it, Southern Ontario, take in all the sights and sounds. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We have the playoffs, of course, coming up. Then we're going to have the off season. Anything you want to work on looking forward? Any plans for the league looking forward that you plan on focusing on through the off season?
Yeah, we've got what we call our strategy house. It's really a very simple document, defines where we want to take the league and what the important foundation stones are for the league's future. This winter is going to be a lot about continuing to focus on executing on the existing strategy. This is, again, one of the reasons I love this group of owners and governors, because they really are confident in the path that we're on. I know they'll be pressing us hard to continue to make more, have more success, continue to build on the momentum. But that's fun. It's fun to be around people that want us to be successful. It's fun to be pushed by a group of owners and governors who want us to be successful, and they're investing in our future. It's going to be a great offseason. We'll take about half an hour break after Grey Cup, catch our breath, and then we'll start thinking about 2024.
Quick power nap.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, just before I let you go, I hopped on the website this morning. There's still tickets. Some as cheap as $25. And I know you were mentioning that there's this growth in viewership, there's this growth in ticket sales. $25 is really affordable to see a major sports team play, especially in Vancouver, where if you go to some of our other teams, you're going to be shelling out quite a bit more from your pocket. What role do you think that's playing in just building this brand loyalty and this fandom for the CFL and for the BC Lions?
Yeah, I think this, again, credit to Amar Doman, credit to Dwayne Vanneau. I think what they see is a future of really, giving people an opportunity to be part of what we have: fun, fast, and entertaining football, a phenomenal connection to the community. And part of that connection is making sure people can be part of what we're doing. That affordability factor, I think it's one of the things that makes our league special, is we got room for everybody in this tent called, the CFL. We want people to come and experience how phenomenal it'll be. Bring your young family, let those kids, have their moment where they're, cheering for the home team, cheering for their Lions. I think, again, it's brilliant on Amar and Dwayne's part to welcome everybody and make them all feel and they belong to the football team. They're part of the football team's future. I really like what they're doing here in Vancouver.
Last thing for you, I know I lied and said that was the last thing. I've got one more. We've heard from the mayor of the city of Vancouver. He's got a little friendly wager going on with the mayor in Calgary. The loser of today's matchup, or tomorrow's matchup, sorry, has to sport the winning team's jersey. So they've got their bets placed. I'm wondering, if you're a betting man, who you think's going to take it? And remember, these are your Vancouver fans.
Okay, well, here's the thing in the Commissioner's Handbook is that you, first two things, one is you never pick a side, and number two is you never bet on anyone. Look, what I'm betting on is what I bet on every CFL week, every CFL game. I'm betting on it being a really great game. I'm betting on the fact that it's going to be fun, fast, and entertaining. I'm betting on a lot of the fans, coming here excited and leaving here excited. And whoever wins is going to head to Winnipeg and face a formidable challenge there. But I'm just thrilled to be here. This is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful province. And as the commissioner of the CFL, I want to say I'm honored to be part of what's going to take place this weekend.
Amazing, Randy. Let's leave it there. Thank you for chatting with us. CFL Commissioner Randy Ambrosie. That's the end of our live stream. Thanks for joining us. Always tune back. We'll have more for you later.